Here today. I got an electric guitar today. Happy Straturday, those of you tuning in. So happy to have you here. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Angela Petrilli, here with another Saturday takeover with the awesome folks at Fishman. Doing another Fishman takeover here, riff rundown lesson. You guys know the drill. You guys know how it goes. I'm going to be teaching one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs ever, 10 Years Gone. Yes, applause, 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 yes. I absolutely love to play this song. Super stoked to help you guys learn it today. Get your guitars and drop D. We're gonna need it today. And definitely, we're gonna be putting this pinky finger to good use, folks. It's gonna be a great lesson. Over the hour, I'm gonna teach you how to play the intro. It's gonna be a blast. So, here we go. Get your guitars tuned to drop D. And you guys know the drill. Let me know where you are tuning in from. And let me know your favorite song off of Physical Graffiti. Let's rock, folks. All right, so that's the tune that we are going to be learning today. Again, so thrilled to teach this to you guys. This one has been on my list since I started doing these lessons with Fishman. So really looking forward to teaching you guys how to play this one today. So again, as I mentioned at the top, we are going to be in drop D here. There's only one instance in the song where we really utilize that dropped D string here. So I'll let you know when we get there. It's gonna be towards like the middle, but be ready, it'll be there. Again, those of you unfamiliar of how to get to drop D, just get your low E string and drop it down to D. There you go. Use a tuner to help you. If you're a little better by ear, you can get this D string just underneath the A string and then match the pitch. You can do that too. So I'm playing, since it's Straturday, I figured I gotta use my 1998, I believe, or 99 Fender American Deluxe with my Fishman Fluence single width pickups in here. And again, I'm going completely clean. This guitar is just plugged into the amp and done. That is how I'm getting the tone today. Again, thank you so much everybody who's tuning in. Oh my gosh, we got Italy in the house. Let's see, we have Munich, Germany. Oh, we have France. This is great. We have Arizona. Oh, the Netherlands. Let's see, we've got Detroit in the house, we've got Ireland, all over the world. Folks, thank you so much for being here. Let's get to it. So, the first chord that we are going to play is going to be a regular old A major chord, right here. Okay, for my beginners, let's go ahead and I'll show you how to play that. We're gonna be using our second, third, and fourth finger to do this, okay? So your second finger, place that on the second fret of the D string, that's your E note. Your third finger, place that second fret G string, that's your A. Your pinky finger, place that on the second fret of the B string, B as in boy, that note we are playing there is C sharp. So we are getting the 1 3 and 5, right? Not in that particular order, but we're getting all 3 notes we need to make that A major chord. So that A, that C sharp, and that E, the 1, 3, 5, okay? So what we're going to do here, again, as I mentioned in all of these lessons, let the pick do the work for you, okay? Strum lightly, very light and gentle touch with this song throughout pretty much most of the song, at least with this intro that we're going over today. Really, really light touch here. So when we strum this A chord, okay, nice and light. Notice how I'm not attacking this very hard, nice and light. And again, those of you who perhaps do not have an electric guitar and you're like, oh my gosh, can I do this lesson today? Yes, this sounds just as beautiful on an acoustic. Don't worry about it. Grab an acoustic. As long as you guys are playing, I am happy. All right, so we're gonna strum that A chord. Then you are going to lift up this pinky finger. The chord sounds like this. Beautiful chord. That's an A sus2. Because we have that B note open, that's the sus2. All right, so nice and light. Let's just do that move again, lifting that pinky up from that A chord. Do this a few times. Okay, again. Notice how easy this right hand is. Nice and light. Okay, just like that, just like that. Take it nice and slow. Do you guys know how these lessons go? Okay, so what's gonna happen after this? You're gonna lightly pick some of these strings here. Let's talk about which ones. You're gonna hit that G string and the open B string there. Let's do that again a few more times, nice and slow. Portland, Oregon. Larry, I see you. Welcome to the party. Just like that, a few more times. Take your time here. Good technique is what we are looking for. I'm not worried about you chasing the clock. Good technique. Let's take our time. Let's do this a few more times here. Nice and light. Let's do 2 more times. Okay. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to this chord. Such an awesome chord, right? I was looking through a few charts of this song. A lot of the charts are calling this an F major 13 over A, okay? We'll talk about the notes that we're playing in just a minute, but first off, let's go ahead and show you how to get your fingers there from this A sus2 chord. So we're at our A sus2, right? We're using our first finger and second finger, second fret, D and G string, right? We're there, awesome, okay? What we're gonna do now, move your second finger up a half step to the 3rd fret of that D string, okay? That note is going to be F. Your first finger, place that on the 2nd fret of the G string, G as in go, okay? The note that we're hitting there is A. What you're gonna do now, your 3rd finger, place that 3rd fret B string, B as in boy, okay? The chord should sound like this. Start strumming from that open A string. Okay, we're not going to hit the E string quite yet. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do that again from that A sus2. All right. Let's do that a few more times. Again, think of this as a dance here. Be very we're choreographing these moves with our fingers and making sure that we're making the most sense in the moves of these chords that we're doing, okay? So again, getting that 2nd finger, sliding that up to that 3rd fret of that D string to that F note, letting the rest of these fingers follow suit again. So again, we're gonna do this nice and slow here. All right, a few more times. Hear it coming together? Keep at it. Let's do this a few more times. And let the sustain ring through. That's what makes these three chords and the intro of the song, to me, my opinion, so incredibly beautiful and delicate and gentle. Let the sustain of the guitar really ring through. Don't finish playing the chord and then just like, stop. Let these chords ring, okay? Let's do this 2 more times. We'll get on to the next part. All right, so that's the move there. Now, he arpeggiates this. Just picking the notes out of the chord. And then letting that A note, the open A string, ring, okay? Letting it ring. All right, let's go ahead and do that a few more times, taking the parts that we just did with us. All right, here we go. All right, so just like that. Nice and slow and steady here. Gentle, gentle, gentle right hand, okay? All right, so that's what's happening there so far. So again, really, really light touch. Let the sustain of these chords really ring through here, okay? So here's what's happening next. We're gonna go back to our A chord. We're gonna go ahead and play this chord E flat diminished 7, okay? It's a mouthful, but again, it's a really, really cool sounding chord and really leads the melody on through for the rest of the song, okay? The rest of the chords that are coming through. So let's go ahead and talk about how we can do this. Now, I've watched Jimmy Page play this next segment on the Page Plant. There's some stuff on YouTube. I was watching some of those live performances as well as when he sat in with the Black Crowes. Like, how freaking amazing were those two concerts? Really, really good stuff, right? So I saw him play the chords a certain way. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that there. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about this E flat diminished 7 and the chords that are in it, okay? So we're coming from our A chord. We can choose to play it here, okay, this way. I've also seen it done here, okay? We're gonna talk about both parts. Now, those of you perhaps my beginners, perhaps going to this grip may be a bit easier for you. For those of you who are a bit more advanced or those of you who like a challenge, we're gonna do it here. I've seen Jimmy Page play it here. Okay, so we're gonna talk about both ones. Let's first talk about maybe our level 1 version of this chord. So, our A, that chord, let's talk about it. We're gonna be using all 4 fingers here, okay? Your first finger, place that on the first fret of the D string, D as in dog, E flat, okay? Your second finger, place that on the first fret, B string, okay, that's our C note. We're gonna go ahead and do this third finger, place that on the second fret of the G string, that's your A. Your pinky finger, place that on the F sharp located second fret E. Okay? Wacky sounding chord, but man, is it awesome when we put the rest of the chords next to it. Okay, so that's one version of this chord that we can play. So in context, here's how it sounds. And again, you only want to strum those 4 strings. The D string, G string, B string, E string. Okay? And again, listen to that. Such a cool sounding chord. I love it. Okay? So let's go between this shape with this A chord, okay? And then we'll go on to our second level version of this chord, all right? And again, we're learning different versions of the chords. Yay, it's great stuff. So in this move here, see how I'm moving that? Let's do this a little slower here. Again, take your time. Take your time. Slow and steady wins the race here. I am concerned with good technique. So take your time. Go slow. Go slow. Speed will come. Don't worry. You can't play anything fast. You can't play slow. All right? So let's go ahead and do this again. Take your time. Let's go even slower. Give your fingers enough time to switch to that chord. Lifting, first finger over. All right, so now let's go ahead, let's add the intro chords that we did and then add it to this 2-chord segment here, okay? I'm gonna do it slow a couple of times and I'll do it to speed. So again, take your time, folks, take your time. All right, nice and light with that right hand as well, okay? Gentle touch, here we go. Let it ring. Now, E flat diminished, 7, okay. Let's do it again, a little bit faster, from the top. Now to our next 2 chords. Right? Cool stuff, right? Again, light touch. If we are too aggressive with the right hand, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. So again, gentle touch when you are playing this, okay? All right. So now let's go ahead and move on to that next series of chords. When I was watching Paige play this with the Paige Plant and with the Black Crowes tour, I noticed that he did this version of that. He played it all the way up here. So let's go ahead and talk about this version for those of you who may want a little bit more of a challenge. Okay, for my more intermediate advanced folks who are tuning in today, let's talk about how we can play this chord here instead. So here's how we want to get this chord. Your second finger, that is going to be hitting the E flat, okay, on that 6th fret of the A string. Your third finger is going to go on the A, 7th fret D string, okay? Your first finger, place that on the C. All right, 5th fret G string. Your pinky finger is going to go then on the 7th fret of that B string. Cool sounding chord, right? So here's in version 1 and in version 2. So whatever, you know, whatever works for you. The reason why I like this version here, because when we go to our next chord of E minor, which Jimmy Page bars, it's right there. Instead of us making, like going all the way up here, which is fine. I've played it that way too. But you know, again, we're choreographing a dance when we are playing our chords and stuff and when we're playing tunes. So it's always good to just think about these things and make our moves in advance, okay? All right, so let's go ahead now and play the chords from the top, but include this version, okay, for my intermediates. Here we go. Let's try it. Again, take your time, folks. Take your time, folks. Again, this is the Fishman Takeover with yours truly, Angela Petrilli. Riff rundown. We're going over 10 Years Gone by Led Zeppelin. Let's do this. I'll talk about that in a second. So see how that moves a little bit more advanced, going from that A all the way to that E flat diminished 7. Again, I would say this when you are playing this, and say you want to do this more advanced version. See how I'm leading with my second finger? I'll do that a little slower. Get planted with that root. Fill in the rest of the chord. Okay, so let's do that again a few times here. Again. Again, nice and smooth here. Let's even take this a little bit slower. Again, we can't play anything fast, we can't play slow. Good technique leads to good, clean sounding guitar playing, so. Let's slow it down a little more. Get planted on that E flat again. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and look at the next chords that are happening here. So when I was watching Jimmy Page play this, he played these as bar chords, so that's how we're gonna do it too. So we've got E minor as a bar chord here, rooted on the 7th fret. So let's go ahead and talk about how we play this chord. So first finger, we're gonna bar it, okay? 7th fret, starting at the A string downwards. 7th fret of the A string, that's your E, that's your root, this chord, okay? So with your 3rd finger, what we are going to do next, 9th fret of that D string, that note is B, B as in boy. Your pinky finger, place that just underneath it. Smash it right underneath there. Again, want to get as close to that fret as we can without touching it, all right? That's your other E. Now your 2nd finger, there we go, 2nd finger, we're gonna put that on the 8th fret of the B string. And then lastly, this barred finger is gonna be hitting that 7th fret E as well. Okay, so that is the chord that we're looking for here. Okay, so coming from this chord. Now, be mindful when you are doing this next series of bar chords. Do not forget that this E string has been tuned down to D, so we don't have that insurance of, say, this E string is open and it's gonna sound good, because here's what happens if you play it. We have that low D. You may not dig that, so don't do it. Don't do it. Just stick to the A string, okay? Stick to that A string. All right, so here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna go ahead. Okay, what Jimmy Page did next here is go to the D major 7, rooted on the 5th fret of that A string. Okay, we're again gonna bar here, 5th fret of the A string. Do not bar the E string. We do not need it right now. Bottom 5 strings, bar that, okay? With your 2nd finger, we're gonna go ahead and put that on the 6th fret of the G string. G as in go, okay? Your 3rd finger, place that on the A note, which is on the 7th fret of the D string. Pinky finger goes on the 7th fret as well, but on the B string, okay? Really, really beautiful chord. Love a delicious major 7 chord. How great are those? Okay? So that is what's happening there. So the next chord we're gonna play is a C major 7. We just played a D major 7, so those of you keeping up with the theory that's happening here. If we just slide this back, we're playing C, right? We're playing G, we're playing B, the major 7, pinky finger here on that E, 5th fret, that B string, and we're gonna let it ring, strum it 1 time. All right, just like that. So let's go ahead and do this from the A chord, okay, up here. I am gonna do the level 1 version of playing our E flat diminished 7 up here, then sliding up to that E minor 7 and completing the rest of the chords, okay, and then I'll do level 2. All right, Paul Webb, I agree with you. This is one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs too. Again, those of you tuning in, my name is Angela Petrilli, here with the awesome folks at Fishman doing another Fishman takeover riff rundown. We are learning 10 Years Gone by Led Zeppelin today. If you guys are having fun, be sure to subscribe to the lovely folks at Fishman and give me a subscribe button too. Just click the button. Appreciate it, folks. It helps the cause. I appreciate it. Happy Saturday, wherever you're tuning in from. Again, those of you who are just tuning in, welcome to the party. So happy you are here. Let me know where you're tuning in from and tell me your favorite track off of Physical Graffiti. And if those of you ever find yourself in New York, the actual building, I believe is on the Upper East Side. Anybody who's tuning in, if I am wrong, tell me so. The last time I was in New York, I went to visit the building. It was pretty cool. It's right off a subway exit too, which is great. All right, so let's start from the top. All right, here we go, folks. Nice and slow. Chord breakdown. Let it ring. Okay, let's do that again one more time, then we're going to go ahead and do our level 2 version of that E flat diminished 7. Here we go, folks. Thanks again for tuning in. This is so much fun. Love spending my Saturdays with you guys. This is great. Here we go. All right, there we go. Let's do it one more time for good luck. Why not? And you'll notice there too, I do want to mention that because I've done it a few times already. A lot of times Jimmy Page does this differently. When he arpeggiates that chord, or this one, sometimes he plays the open E string and sometimes he does it. He does it a little bit different every time. And sometimes he'll embellish with like something like that, right? So he does a little bit different every time. Moral of the story, just wanted to mention that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it from the top. I'm gonna include this level 2 version of that chord, okay? That E flat diminished 7, so here we go. Go. All right, So there we go. That's going to be the first part before we get into the riff, which we will in just a moment. I'm seeing some folks ask about the guitar and pickups that are in here, so we're going to go ahead and talk about that. So this is I believe it's a 98 or 99. I bought this back in 2007. This is a Fender American Deluxe, which I believe they do not make anymore. They're really, really cool guitars. So what I've got in here are the Fishman Fluence pickups, and those of you watching on Facebook, I will put a link, and even those of you on YouTube, I will put a link to these pickups. I am going in clean. I'm not using any delay. I'm not using any reverb, nothing. This is my Strat with these Fishman pickups plugged right into my Blues Junior, my Fender Blues Junior. And I'm being mic'd with an SM57. I'm not using any sort of pedals at all. The clean, I love the clean tone of the Strat. It's really awesome. They're just fantastic, fantastic pickups. I did a gig in Austin a few weeks ago and brought this Strat in, and man, I got a buddy. His name's Eric Tesper. Be sure to check him out. He's got a 59, and this guitar was doing just an absolutely fantastic job next to that 59. So I was real happy. It's a great set of pickups. Those of you looking into some new pickups for your Strat, I suggest checking these out. They're pretty awesome and very, very quiet. So yeah, really, really great stuff. Really, really great stuff. So those of you, again, this is a live Q&A, so those of you who have questions, all that stuff, happy to answer them too. Again, my name is Angela Petrilli. You can check me out on the Instagrams, Angela Petrilli Music, on YouTube, Angela Petrilli Music, on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, all of that good stuff. I will be playing some live shows in Los Angeles. Visit my website, angelapetrillimusic.com, and see if I'm playing in a town near you. My band, Angela Petrilli and the Players, is going to be playing their first show back since COVID in early September. So I will say that. I'm not going to say where in LA just yet, but we will be playing in LA. I am super excited. So yeah, those of you in the LA area, swing by, say hello. Would love to meet you. Let's see. Elaine is asking, which amp are you using? I am using a Fender Blues Junior. I believe it's a 3. Fender Blues Junior 3. And it rocks the house. I love that amp a lot. I use it as my practice amp at home, but say I've got, a smaller kind of club gig, I will bring this one along too. It gets pretty loud, which is great, which is something I like. Pairs well with pedals too, so that's always a huge plus. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So thanks for the question. Oh, we got Julia listening in from England. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ooh, amp settings. That's a great question. I'm gonna try and look from where I'm at now because my amp is on this side. So let's have a look here. Reverb, I've got it 3.5. Let's see, bass, I've got it 3. I'm not using a lot of bass, especially lately on my amps. I'm finding I don't need a lot of bass. I want the guitar to speak through a little more, so I'm not putting a ton of bass on here. Let's see, I've got my mids at about 9. Yep. Master is at about 5. The volume itself looks to me at about 10. Yeah, it's a great amp. Great amp. Those of you looking for a really cool amp, I absolutely love that. So yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's see here. Let's get on to the riff. We haven't done the riff yet. Let's go ahead and do that. And again, folks, this has been such a blast. Hope you guys are having fun. All right, so let's get to the riff here. This is the one part, at least in this intro that we're going over today, where we're utilizing that drop D string, drop D string. Oh, and I want to mention, I did a super fun Led Zeppelin inspired interview with Jude Gold, who's just awesome and incredibly hilarious and great, and my dear friend Gretchen Mann, awesome guitar player from Zepparella. Be sure to check out her band. They're going to be playing a bunch too. And Jude is with Jefferson Starship, and it's just, both of them are insanely awesome players, but we all did a podcast together talking about the incredible tunings of Jimmy Page, and this was one that we talked about as well. So be sure to check that out. No Guitar is Safe. it's a great podcast, and it was super fun to geek out with two really incredibly inspiring guitar players to me and wonderful friends. So be sure to check that out. It was good stuff. It's good stuff indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the riff here. Again, this is the one time we utilize that drop D string in this intro, okay? So it's gonna go like this. All right, let's figure out how to play it. First finger, put that on the second fret of the E string. I'm gonna call it by its standard name, but please note, those of you just tuning in, we are dropping our E string down to D. This song is in drop D, okay? So first finger on that second fret. This note is actually E because we made that adjustment, okay, with the drop D, so keep that in mind. And we're gonna do that half step move, jaws. There we go. Okay, fun fact, if it's on Jeopardy, you know now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that to the E to the F. And then open A string. Then third fret of the A string, we're gonna play C. Okay, nice and slow here. Yes, Kodiak Wild, thank you for the emoji, appreciate it. Okay. Open D string. Third fret D string, hammer on there. That is also an F note. Go back to E, second fret D string, open A string. Let's do that nice and slow here. Remember, see, drop D. So keep that in mind. A little bit more speed. Keep in mind, if those of you noticing the right hand here, I am alternate picking this. We don't want to, again, nice and smooth here. We want to alternate pick, top of the string, bottom of the string. Let the pick do the work for you. Notice the difference? See how it flows? Good technique here. Good flowiness with that alternate picking, so keep that in mind. Okay. So now what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go from the beginning of the song that we've learned so far and then incorporate that riff, okay? I'm gonna do one pass slow, I'm gonna do one pass a little faster. So here we go. One more time. Part two. Riff. Okay. Let's do it again a little slower, then I'll do the fast one, okay? Those of you who need a little more time, which is totally cool. Okay, here we go. Sustain. Sustain is your friend in the song. let's do it a little faster. This time I'm gonna go ahead and do that chord, our chord right here instead. Okay, here we go, from the top. Riff. Okay, let's do it a little faster, move on to the next part. Okay, there we go. Now let's get to the really, really super iconic part of the tune. That's going to be the last part that we learn today. So definitely these next 18 minutes of the lesson, we are going to absolutely break this down part by part. Again, as I mentioned at the top of the hour, your pinky is going to be vital in the success of this riff. If you notice, watch my pinky through this. That one's in charge of all the really cool sounds, okay? So I know that some of us have a pinky that can be stubborn. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say, wait, some of us have a stubborn pinky. This is a great song to whip it into shape, you know? So that's what we're gonna do with this. Okay, so what we've got. First finger, we are going to place that on the 2nd fret of the D and G string. We're just gonna play those 2 strings. Now, if you wanna overlay the open A string, that's not a bad idea. Just to add a little more depth to the chord, I think it rocks, do it. Come on, Angela, let's play this right. Okay, with that pinky finger, we're gonna do there. We are going to hammer it on to the 4th fret of that G string. Okay, those of you keeping track, it's our B note, okay? Nice and slow. Let's not worry about doing this fast. This is something you can do, I promise. Those beginners and intermediates, trust me, you will be able to play this. Slow and steady wins the race here. You can do this, okay? That's the move. Nice and slow. Wiggling, right, with the right hand, okay, nice wiggly right hand. When you're strumming, focus on those 3 strings, A, D, and G. See? Sounds cool, right? Take your time. I know, pinky hammer-ons, they are a thing. We see them all the time. And again, thumb placement, very important here. If your thumb is all the way up here, it's gonna be really hard to reach. Notice how I can't really, see how I can't get to the fret? Because my thumb's all the way up here, we don't want that. Those of you who are playing a Strat type guitar, let's see, I'm at 10, okay. See the skunk stripe right here? Place your thumb on the stripe as a way to remind you, like, okay, that's where my thumb needs to be. So if that helps you, think about that. When you are playing this, you shouldn't have your thumb all the way up here. Okay, so we want your thumb to disappear through this. It is acting as the foundation so that this progression can sound really, really cool, okay? So thumb, middle of the neck. Okay, it's going to help you, I promise. And take this slow. Slow and steady wins the race, folks. Do not feel rushed. Good technique is what we're looking for. Just like that, okay? Let's do this a few times. I'll even slow it down a little more. Okay, just like that. You can do it. Just like that. Nice and light. Okay, so now let's get to the next part here. Ooh, cool stuff. Right? First finger and second finger are the fingers we are going to use here right now. Put your first finger on the 4th fret of the G string. That is our B note. Okay. Your middle finger, second finger, place that on the G note, 5th fret D string. So it'll sound like this. Beautiful. They are thirds. Okay. So. 2 downstrokes on that. Again, you don't want to strum everything. It's going to sound a mess. We don't want that. Just those 2. D string, G string only. Again. Okay, again. Again. There's the pinky again. Okay, I told you guys. It's a good pinky exercise song today. Pinky finger goes on the 6th fret of the G string, C sharp. Okay, again. We're gonna leave it there. Okay, again, let's do this a few more times, get on to the next section. Now, here's section 3. Good stuff, right? Starting to hear it come together, right? First finger, place that 2nd fret of the G string. That's your A. And your 3rd finger, ring finger, is going to be on the F sharp located on the 4th fret of the D string. Beautiful little harmony there, okay? So that's what we're gonna be. That's section 3, okay? Nice and slow here, folks. Take your time. I'm gonna go slow here. Follow along. Let the first finger guide you from that 4th fret of that G string, sliding it back to the 2nd, okay? That is your guiding finger, then having that 3rd finger come down on the 4th fret of the D string, okay? Do that again nice and slow here. Let the first finger be the guide. Again, notice my thumb is invisible here. It's at the middle of the neck, creating a good foundation for all of this. Again, a little slower. One more time. So that's the next part. So how we do that, you're gonna get your pinky, again, put it on the 4th fret of that G string. That's that B note that we're playing there, okay? We're gonna do that. All right, release. Bring it back to that 2nd fret of the G string, okay? Again, nice and slow, let's do this again. Sometimes I'll throw in that open A string just to give a little bit more depth. I think it sounds kind of cool. All right, so again, let's do that. I'll move this guitar just a little bit there so you can see it. All right, so here we go. Okay, a few more times here. Here we go. slower. One more time. Okay. One more time for good luck. Let's do it. You can do this. Okay. Now we are going to do this. Dissonance, weird. Let's figure out what we're doing here. First finger, leave it there on the second fret of the G string. You're gonna go ahead and put your second finger on the third fret of the D string. Those of you keeping score, that note is F. Okay, so from the top. And of course, we're going to use that pinky one more time, fourth fret G string. And then we finish with our A chord here. Okay, we're going to be using our first finger to do that. Okay, nice and slow here. Here we go, folks. A few more times. Too excited. There we go. All right, again, let's do it a little faster for context. So notice how when I am playing this, right, we want to stick to that A, D, and G string. So those are the strings we don't want to strum the rest of the strings. It's not going to sound too good, right? So we want to just keep it there. Again, really, really focused right hand here is gonna be very, very important thing when you're playing and learning this tune. Okay, so here we go again, a little faster. That's pretty much the intro, folks. So we have learned that. What I'm going to do, yes, Mike Murray, this is in drop D tuning. Those of you tuning in a little late, don't worry. You can go ahead and rewatch these anytime on the YouTubes. Be sure to give me a follow. Angela Petrilli Music on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that good stuff. Be sure to follow the fine folks at Fishman. They're doing some really, really cool stuff. Making great pickups and really good acoustic imagers. Really awesome amps. Love their stuff so much. So be sure to give them a follow too. They're coming out some great things to help your guitar sound as it should and bring it to the next level, as far as I'm concerned. I think it's good stuff. I absolutely love these pickups. Again, those of you who are watching this video, after this is finished, I've been getting a bunch of comments about these pickups. So I will put a link to these pickups on Facebook and on YouTube once this is done, so you guys can see. Definitely check them out. I mean, these things are quiet and they sound so good. I love them. So, again, I'm getting a lot of comments here. Playing slow is usually harder. This is true. Timing is everything. I could not agree more. So really, really take your time when you're learning this tune. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play through the entire thing one more time, gonna play it slow, gonna play it faster, again with those varying inversions of some of those chords as well, okay? So again, this has been such a blast. Those of you tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from and your favorite song from Physical Graffiti. Here we go. It's slow and steady. Let's play this one again. All right, let's do it a little bit faster. Here we go. Good stuff. So there we go, folks. This has been such a fun lesson. I've been wanting to teach this song since Fishman reached out to me to do these riff rundowns. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. We've got a few minutes. If those of you who have questions about what we've talked about, some of the gear that is being used today too. Again, I got a question about this particular guitar. What year is this? It's either a 98 or a 99. I need to go back and look. My buddy, so I did mod this. I talked about the Fishman Fluence single width pickups that are in here. Those of you who aren't familiar, like, they're great. If you love Strats, you're gonna love these pickups. Truly, 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 they're really cool. I really have been enjoying them very much, and this is probably my main Strat. I use this a lot when I record, when I am gigging. This is like the one I bring with me. Also, too, my good pal Bill Asher, really, really awesome guitar builder out here in LA. He made this pick guard for me. It's a custom pick guard. I love it. So shout out to my buddy Bill Asher. Really, really awesome dude, fantastically talented, awesome, awesome luthier, and just wonderful human. So thanks, Bill. Really, really cool pickup again. But yeah, this is super fun neck to play. I really like this guitar a ton, but I really do. This guitar went to new heights when I put in these pickups. Like seriously, truly, truly, truly. Really, really love this set of pickups tremendously. And they are super quiet. They get that, they sound great clean, but man, you put it through an overdrive or fuzz or any of that sort of stuff, and they really scream and cut through. That's something that's important to me, because again, I'm sure you guys have noticed if you follow me on Instagram and all of that stuff, I like to use a bunch of different, I'm inspired by a bunch of different music. So having a guitar that can really cover a bunch of different sounds, and man, these pickups just do such a killer job. And those of you know I'm a huge Strat fan. I love a good Stratocaster. So again, this is a very near and dear one to me. I've had this one had this one quite a while. It's a really, really cool guitar, and I'm so pleased to be able to feature it in these Fishman lessons. But yeah, again, always such a pleasure hanging out with you guys on these Saturday afternoons or Sunday mornings, wherever you are tuning in from. It is such a treat. Again, this is completely live right now, but those of you, if you want to go back, if there's a certain part you'd like to look at again and slow it down a little bit more, you can go ahead and watch it on YouTube anytime. It'll be up there. Again, be sure to follow the folks at Fishman on all of their social medias. You can follow me, AngelaPetrilliMusic.com. All that stuff is there. You can follow me on social media too. Those of you who live in the Los Angeles area, I will be playing some live shows July, August, and September. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. You can visit my website to keep up with the dates. I also have a mailing list, so you can get, first dibs on what's coming down the pipe and all of that good stuff. I will be back here next Saturday teaching all of you how to play, again, one of my favorite tunes. This was a really exciting one for me. I was so thrilled to be able to teach this one today. So again, I will be back next Saturday, same time, same channel. Again, if you enjoyed the show, be sure to follow the folks at Fishman. Give me a follow as well so you can stay up to date and get alerted on when these riff rundowns will be happening again. So again, thank you all so much. Much success to all of you in learning this. Tag me in your videos. Tag me and Fishman in your videos. Let me know how all of this is going. Again, it is truly an honor to teach you guys. I really mean that. And this has been such a blast. I think this is the 22nd week in doing these, and it has been such a joy. And thank you all for the kind comments and all of that good stuff. And it's good to put a little more music in the world. I think it does a lot of good things for everybody. So again, you all take good care, stay safe out there, be kind, play a lot of music, and I'll see you here next week. Take care, everybody.